Welcome to an invitation. Today I'm going to invite you to learn about beets. Everybody's afraid of beets, but I'm going to teach you how to not be afraid of them and enjoy them. Beets are a fabulous vegetable. They're in season in the fall and the spring, and beets come in all sorts of different colors. You have a golden beet, some people call them yellow beets. You have a candy stripe beet, you have red beets. So I'm going to show you how to cook them, and then I'm going to make a fabulous salad with them. These are baby red beets that I have here, so you can see them. The larger beets end up being like sort of a golf ball size. I'll show you. I have a larger beet here that's already cooked. This is a yellow golden beet that's already cooked, so you can see the size of it. And they're very simple to cook. Now, the green part of the beet is edible. I generally don't eat it, but it is edible. But when I'm cooking beets, I generally just go ahead and cut the tops off like that. And I cut the stem off, the root, like that, okay? And then I have a piece of foil here. I'm gonna put them in here. If you have different kinds of beets, you want to cook them separately. And actually, these are the candy stripe beets. You can see them. It's hard to tell from the outside if they're red or candy stripe, but these are gonna be pretty. The red beets are pretty too. So we're just gonna cut these off, put them in here. I rinsed these off before I started doing them, just so you get sort of all of the dirt off of them. And then it's just very, very simple. So I normally just do some olive oil. So I've got a fairly large piece of foil here. You can see there, and then some salt. And you notice I did not peel them first. Once they're cooked, the skin just falls right off of them. Now, sometimes I like to add some citrus to them, and they're really yummy when you add citrus. So if you want to add some orange juice to them, just about a squeeze of an orange, and you don't have to put a lot, but just a little bit, and that flavor will cook right into the beets, and it is so yummy. And then you fold this up. So these are my candy stripes. If I had golden and red, each one would be in its own little packet. And you want to give it some room to steam. So you're just going to seal it up. And then we put that on a pan and put it in an oven 350 degrees, depending on the size. So the small ones take about 30 minutes. The large ones take up to an hour. When you pull them out, you put a fork in. If they're nice and tender, they're ready to go. All right, so these have been cooked. You can see they're beautiful. We have a golden beet, we have a red beet, and this is what the candy stripe beet looks like when you take the skin off. Remember that red beets really bleed a lot. So if you're gonna work with red beets, I always say cut the golden and the candy stripe first and then cut the red. They will stain your hands. So I always save those to last. So I've got two different things I'm gonna do here. If you wanted to serve these with a dinner plate, what I like to do is just, they've come out of the oven and I let them sit for about 10 minutes so they were cool enough to handle. And you just take your knife and the skin literally just comes right off. You can see there was a little bit of skin there. I just scrape it with my knife and it comes right off, and then you're ready to go. So you can cut them in a multitude of ways, but if I was gonna put these on a dinner plate, I cut them, look how beautiful that is. So I'm gonna cut them in some nice chunks that are pretty and easy to eat. So that's going to be really pretty on our plate, and then we'll take a candy stripe beet, do the same thing. You can see how pretty these are inside. You see the striations, but you also see it's kind of a rosy pink color, which is so pretty. And so we're going to just cut these, and they're very tender, and they have such a wonderful flavor. And these are the one we actually roasted these with a little bit of juice, a little bit of orange juice, so they have that sort of citrus flavor to them. And then again, you can see how our red beets, they tend to bleed a little bit. They're so pretty, and I love this dark red color. And look at that plate. You just have that, put your protein on that plate, and you're ready to go. Beets are such a wonderful vegetable. They have so many health properties to them. They're good for your heart. They're good for your bones. They're good for your cognitive thinking. They lower your blood pressure. They help lower your blood sugar. So they're an amazing vegetable, and they're very underutilized, but I absolutely love beets. So that's one way to do them. And now I'm going to make my favorite, one of my favorite salads, but my favorite beet salad for you. And one of the things I do, I love to mix citrus and beets, just go so well together. So I'm going to show you how I like to cut my oranges for a salad. So we're going to take the end off of both ends of the oranges. And I just take my knife and cut down onto it, and I'm just taking that peel right off. It's very simple to do. You just come right around it. You can use a smaller knife if you're not comfortable with a big knife. Any size knife will do. I'm going to get all that little piece off of there, all that white pith, because it's bitter. And if you don't get it the first time, you can always come back and get it. And see, and then we're going to end up with just beautiful orange. I like to use navel oranges, but there are all sorts of oranges you can use. This time of year, we have blood oranges that are in season. They're in season in the spring and the fall, but look how pretty that is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these nice little cuts. So we have these pretty circles of oranges, which is very unusual. Most people don't serve them this way, but I just think they're beautiful. And then if you get a seed, you just don't use that. And then I'm going to take the beets, and again, let me just put all this over to the side. We'll start with a golden beet. Okay, so I have the golden beet. And I'm going to do some nice slices. Again, just real pretty. And look how pretty that is. Nice circular patterns. Nice thin. So they're really going to be beautiful on the plate. Then we have our candy stripe beet. Same thing. We're just going to come all the way through it, just like that. You get those nice striations of color. And then last but not least, we're going to take our red beet. I'm going to slice it, and I'm keeping it away from those beets so that it doesn't bleed onto them, because it will color them. And I've just got some nice pretty pieces here. Now, in the fall, I like to serve this salad with cantaloupe. In the summer, in the spring, I like to serve it with watermelon, but I'm going to use some cantaloupe right now because it's in season. You always want to use your fruits in season. So I've just cut this, and I'm just going to make some nice thin slices here. You can do it cubed if you like, but you have some nice thin slices here. And then we're going to build our plate. So I am going to start with a little bit of baby arugula that I'm going to just put right here at the top of the plate. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can use baby spinach, you can use romaine, you can use whatever kind of lettuce you like. And then I'm going to layer these beets like this, one right after the other. Look how pretty that is. Okay, I'm just going to do 2 little segments of each. And then we're going to come back with a couple of pieces of the orange. I'm going to lean it right up here on the arugula. And then I'm going to finish it with, I have my cantaloupe. And you can, like I said, if you like watermelon, it's really yummy with watermelon. And then this is a boursin cheese, which I love to do with beets. If you like goat cheese or feta, you can do that. Scoot that in just a little. And I'm just going to do a little bit of this feta right here on the side. I'm sorry, this is boursin on the side. If somebody doesn't like the cheese, they don't have to eat it. And then you can do a vinaigrette, but I love the beets as they are. So I just come back with a little drizzle of olive oil. You could add some balsamic vinegar if you wanted to, but I just think it's so beautiful and simple with just that. And then we're going to finish it with just a touch of crazy salt right on top, so you get a nice seasoning of flavor, and it looks really pretty. And voila, there we have my citrus and beet salad. It's very beautiful. We also have our beets on the dinner plate, our citrus roasted beets for the dinner plate. And there's a million things you can do with beets. If you like them in a salad, you can just chop them up just like that and put them in the salad. I hope you enjoy these beet recipes. They're really yummy and they're really good for you. Enjoy cooking, enjoy entertaining. Most of all, enjoy the experience. Cheers.